This is going to be a demonstration of the calf release. Now, the most common thing you're probably going to start with is a foam roll. Now they make these in different densities. That's about a medium density. You can get one that's a little bit softer, and you can actually buy ones that are made out of slightly different material that are harder. I personally like to use a 4-inch PVC pipe. You can go to the hardware store, get one cut down. That's really going to get into that muscle tissue and that connective tissue really deep, so that's more advanced. So just think, the softer it is, that's more for beginner. The harder it is, or you could buy special ones that look like this that have knobs on it, that's a little bit more advanced. I like to keep a couple different ones around. If you only have this, that's totally fine. You can do a lot with this. Like I said, this is just more for an advanced person really trying to dig into those tissues. Now, there's not a wrong way to do this, but I'm going to show you a way that I like to teach people that's more effective. We're going to, if you can, if it's not too painful, we're going to stack one leg on top of the other. If you have to use both legs because it's just too intense to put that extra weight on there, that's totally fine. That's where you're starting. There's nothing wrong with that. But most people will be able to start here, and we don't want to start too low down here because we essentially just want to kind of start where that muscle belly is. And everybody has a different length of tendon down here. So we're just kind of finding roughly where that muscle belly starts. We're going to keep this toe is going to be pointed up towards me. You know, you can hold yourself up like this if you want. If that hurts your wrists or your shoulders or anything's aching, then just sit down and put pressure on it. You don't have to, you know, force yourself to, you know, be uncomfortable to the point where you're going to injure your wrists or, you know, have any other issues just from actually trying to stretch. That's not what this is. This should not be hurting you guys. So I can hold myself up, so I'm going to hold myself up, and instead of going back and forth like a lot of people do, I like to go right to left, all right? And essentially what I'm going to do is just like that foot release. If you watch that video, we're going to search for a tender spot, and if I find one, I'm just going to hold on it for 30 seconds. I'm going to breathe into it. Really big breaths into my stomach. Breathe out really deeply. All right, that's going to let your nervous system know that this isn't a threat, and your body can, you know, will stop holding on to that trigger point in there, and it'll help it release. But minimum of 30 seconds, that's how long it takes to release, guys, all right? I'm going to split this bottom part of my leg into quarters. So essentially, I'm gonna, you know, search for something down here. If I don't feel it, I'm gonna move a quarter of the way up. Same idea, right to left. Not back and forth, right to left. Nice and slow. If you find something, hang on it, breathe into it, breathe out, cool. This bottom part of my foot or leg, 4 different sections. Just split it up into 4 different sections. I would recommend spending at least 2 to 5 minutes on each side.